Welcome to Bedtime Horror Tales. Grab your headphones, dim the lights, and get comfortable under the covers. These are true scary stories, narrated with ambient sounds in the background, perfect for drifting off to sleep or staying wide awake. If you're enjoying the chills, please subscribe and hit the bell. It helps bring more stories like this. Now, let's dive in. I never wanted to be the guy who survives something. My name is Nico Reyes, 31 at the time. I was flying back from a sales conference in Las Vegas to Miami. American Airlines 2147, Boeing 737-800. Scheduled departure 10:55 p.m. Arrive 6:40 a.m. the next morning. Middle seat, 24B. Nothing special. I'd done the Vegas-Miami run at least 15 times before. I usually sleep through it. That night I couldn't. The plane was maybe 70% full. Not empty, but quiet. Most people were already out before we reached cruising altitude. I had the aisle guy on my left, older, suit, snoring almost immediately. Window seat was empty. I took the chance and slid over to 24A after takeoff. Better view, more legroom. Around 1:20 a.m. Pacific time, somewhere over Texas, the cabin lights dimmed completely except for the emergency strips. I was half asleep when I felt the plane bank. Not the normal gentle turn, but a sharp, ugly left roll that pressed me into the armrest. Oxygen masks dropped. No announcement, just the masks swinging. People woke up screaming. I grabbed mine, put it on. The smell of the oxygen was chemical and cold. The plane leveled, but the left wing was low, engines screaming unevenly. The PA crackled. Pilot's voice, calm but clipped. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've experienced a sudden decompression and engine failure on the left side. We are diverting to the nearest suitable airport. Remain seated, masks on. Follow crew instructions." No panic in his tone, but the plane was shaking now, hard. Luggage bins popped open. Bags fell into the aisle. Flight attendants started moving, fast, professional, faces pale. I looked out the window. Left engine was on fire. Not a small flame, a long, roaring, blue-white torch trailing behind the wing. The wing itself was bending, visibly flexing up and down like a diving board. I've flown enough to know what that means. Composite wing spar cracking. If it snaps, the wing folds. Plane rolls. Done. I started counting seats to the nearest exits. The guy in 24C, my old seat, was panicking, yelling for his wife somewhere in the back. The older man next to me was praying in Spanish, eyes closed, gripping the armrest so hard the plastic cracked. I stayed quiet. I've been in bad situations before. Car rollover in 2018. Stabbed in the arm during a bar fight in college. Panic doesn't help. I watched the flight attendants. They were moving people. Not random. Specific. They pulled a woman from 19A. Young, maybe 25. Crying. Moved her to the front. Pulled 2 teenagers from row 12. Same. Moved an older couple from 28D to the overwing exits. They were balancing the plane. Shifting weight forward and to the right to compensate for the burning left engine and the flexing wing. Smart. But it meant they knew the wing was about to go. They weren't trying to land anymore. They were trying to keep the plane controllable long enough to get people to the exits before the roll became unrecoverable. I saw one attendant look straight at me, nodded once, then pointed to the overwing exit on my side. I unbuckled, moved. The plane was shaking so hard my teeth clacked. I climbed over the middle seat, reached the exit row. The hatch was already partially popped by a flight attendant. She yelled over the noise. "Brace position! When I say go, pull the handle, throw it out, slide down. Help the people behind you!" I nodded, looked back. People were screaming, climbing over seats, pushing. Chaos. The plane rolled left again, steeper this time. Gravity pulled me against the exit door. The attendant grabbed my arm. "Brace!" Alarms blaring. "Brace! Brace! Brace!" Then the loudest sound I've ever heard. A metallic crack like God snapping a tree trunk. The left wing folded up and back. Engine tore free. Flipped over the fuselage. Took half the tail with it. The plane snapped into a flat spin. Ceiling became floor. People fell upward. I held the exit handle so hard the skin split on my palms. The attendant screamed, "Go! Go! Go!" I yanked. The hatch flew inward. Wind roared in. I threw myself out. Slide inflated. I hit it face first. Slid. Fell. Tarmac rushed up. I tucked. Rolled. Pain everywhere. Then nothing. I woke up in a field. Burning wreckage 100 yards away. Plane in 3 main pieces. Fire everywhere. Sirens in the distance. I lay there, alive. I crawled. Found a woman, the young one they moved earlier. She was breathing. I dragged her away from the fire. Found a teenage boy. Dragged him. Found the older man from my row. He was gone. I kept moving people, kept counting. I don't know how long. Eventually, helicopters, paramedics. I blacked out again. Woke up in a hospital burn unit. 2nd-degree burns on arms and neck, broken ribs, concussion. They told me 2,147 had suffered catastrophic left engine failure followed by wing separation. Out of 162 souls on board, 19 survived. I was one of them. The flight attendants who organized the evacuation were hailed as heroes. All but one died. The woman who told me to brace at the overwing exit, she didn't make it. They said she stayed until the last possible second, pushing people out. I gave a statement to the NTSB, told them everything. They asked if I remembered seeing anything unusual before the engine failed. I said no, but I lied. I remembered the black Ram pickup, 3 car lengths back. Every single leg of that trip, including the Vegas-Miami flight. I'd seen it in the airport parking garage. Same truck, same cap, same silhouette. Parked exactly 3 spaces behind my rental. I never told the investigators. Because how do you explain that a pickup truck followed me onto a plane? And how do you explain that the only reason I'm alive is because I slid over to the window seat that night? The seat that put me next to the overwing exit. And how do you explain that the man in the hoodie who always sat in 24B was the only passenger who didn't scream, didn't brace, didn't try to get out, just sat there, smiling, while the plane came apart around him? I looked at the passenger manifest later. There was no one listed in 24B. The seat was empty. But I saw him. I saw him every day for months. And I saw him again last week, in my rear-view mirror, 3 car lengths back, on the way to work. Same cap, same hoodie, same smile. I pulled over. He pulled over. I got out, walked back. He rolled the window down. Same face, same calm voice. "You moved seats that night." I asked who he was. He said, "The one who made sure you moved." Then he drove away. I haven't seen him since, but I know he's waiting for the next time I fly. Because the next time, I won't change seats. And he'll be in 24B again, waiting to finish what he started.